Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and having a great day. First up, we have possibly one of the boldest predictions that we've had in a very long time. We've had a lot of people who've said that by 2020, Bitcoin will be $1 million. We've had maybe 1.5 million, what have you. But this might be the craziest of them all. There's a guy by the name of Thomas Frey who believes that by the year 2030, that 1/4 of the world's currencies will be displaced, and instead we will be using cryptocurrencies as opposed to the fiat of that country. I'm not exactly how true that will be. That is going to apparently happen within the next 12 years. There are a lot of indicators that this could possibly happen. I'm not sure if it'll happen by 2030, but the way things are speeding up, it seems like there are a lot of countries that will eventually begin adopting cryptocurrencies, and I mean not the ones that they are making themselves, but more so the ones that kind of already exist. A lot of things that we've been reading the last couple of days. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. There are a lot of banks who are now buying cryptocurrencies. There are a lot of companies who are now buying cryptocurrencies, which I think is kind of the fact that the prices aren't really moving and everything's kind of going sideways leads me to believe that there is some type of manipulation going on. Not to say that it is bad manipulation, but it should not be manipulated in the first place. But I think everyone is trying to get as much as possible. There's another article. I'm not going to really go into it because it's not really that relevant. But it was saying that there was a lot of hacking going on last year, and it was from North Korea. And pretty much they have evidence that they had apparently stolen around 11,000 Bitcoins in 2017. That's a lot of money for them to have stolen in just 1 year's time. And that's kind of what's public. That's what we don't know about the other governments. Like there's an article that I'm going to read to you in a bit where people are kind of denying that they're buying cryptocurrencies. And I think that's a complete lie. I think all the rules and all this other stuff that we have going on, making cryptocurrencies legitimate this entire year, is forcing a lot of governments to start buying it. So I think it's very weird that prices aren't going up, especially when these companies and banks and countries are buying up billions of dollars potentially of cryptocurrency at a time. Next up, there is news out of Moscow. So this is kind of weird, and that there was a guy who owed someone else money. The guy found out that this guy had cryptocurrencies and was like, okay, well, you don't have any normal money, but you have digital money, so give it to me. But how things work out in Russia, so if the court had included cryptocurrency assets in the state of insolvency, this would have meant that the Russian law recognized cryptocurrency assets as a type of money, which they do not, which is contrary to the central bank's stance, or as a property which is not established by the law. So pretty much Russia has made it so that cryptocurrency is not anything within the country. I think you can't even really buy things with it. There's a whole bunch of things going against it, but because of their laws, you cannot get it as debt anymore. So for the moment being, they have kind of pushed themselves into a corner, because if people do have debts and you can't take their crypto assets, who's to say that someone just can't file for bankruptcy while they have $100 million worth of cryptocurrencies? Just very interesting how countries are so concerned with trying to stamp these things out, but then it's going to come to a point where they want to collect their change, and they've made it so that they can't. Very, very weird, but very interesting at the exact same time. News out of England. The Bank of England's governor, his name is Mark Carney. He has pretty much said that he doesn't think that cryptocurrency should be banned, but he thinks that they should be regulated the exact same way as everything else within the country, because he says that he thinks that, how do I say this? That it'll make them more legitimate. It'll make them better for everyday people. But he's one of the other people who has also come forward and has said that he believes that it'll destabilize normal economies. There are a lot of people who are like this who are coming forward saying this now. We had something about this in 2016. No one really spoke about it. End of 2017, it was kind of spoken about a bit more. But a lot of bankers are now coming forward and they're like, hey, this is probably going to be a really big problem. So let's try and regulate this. And at the same exact time, we know that they're buying all of this stuff because they're going to have huge positions in it as well. It's just, I guess this is just 2018 so far. Next up, I thought this was kind of cool, so I decided to talk about it. There is a company, I think it's bitcoin.com.au. Yep. They have made it so that you are able to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum at 1,200 newsstands around the continent. I would actually love for something like this to happen around Europe, I think that would be absolutely wonderful, but Europe seems to be a bit tight at the moment when it comes to cryptocurrencies and where you can buy and what you can't do. But I think this is very important going forward. I hope that this eventually happens in other countries where you can just kind of walk down the street, say, hey, I need some, coins. Let me go invest a bit. The only drawback to this is that, drawback, if you will, is that it takes around 20 minutes for you to get your coins. Not many people really care about that because it takes about an hour in some cases to get certain coins. And also you will have to pay a 5% fee. Depending on how much you're buying, you may not want to give that money back to them, but it is a convenience, and we don't have many other options to really buy on the street. There's like local Bitcoin. There was news a day or two ago. Some guy, two types of news. There was one guy, he tried to sell $1.5 million worth of Bitcoin, and the guy ended up being a government agent who he was trying to sell that to. So that's a no-no. And there's also news, I think in London or something like that. Some guy was trying to sell on local Bitcoins and got his stuff taken away from him. They pretty much got his password and everything else, and they took so it's kind of like, if we can have some type of legitimate place to buy our coins, or especially be able to buy them in fiat, that could also be a really good thing. I don't know how many other countries are going to pick up on this immediately, but it's great that it's happening somewhere. That is very good news. Last up, there's a asset management company by the name of Wellington Management, and they have stated that they are about to get serious when it comes to cryptocurrencies. They want to do a bit more research, so they say. I'm sure they've been doing research for quite some time now. They say pretty much that they want to start getting into Bitcoin futures, Bitcoin derivatives a bit more, hedge funds, so and so, but they say that they do not want to touch the coins themselves. That is a lie. I know it is a lie, and you all know that that's a lie. Yeah, right here. The firm has made it clear that it is not buying direct exposures in Bitcoin. That is a complete lie. There's no way that they're not going to try and profit extra from all of this. But yeah, the fact that they have, it's companies like this that continue to make crypto an everyday thing, because these same exact people are now saying that crypto's real, crypto so and so and so, without giving any real explanation as to why it's real or why they really believe in it. They just keep saying that they believe that crypto's the future when they probably don't even understand what it's for or what it's going to do. But they understand that it is going to dethrone them, that they don't have a lot longer, especially apparent to this guy. 2030 is not too far off. It's going to be very interesting to see exactly what happens over the next couple of years. And especially when we have trillion-dollar companies starting to get into cryptocurrencies. This is only more of a reason why I am perplexed as to why the markets aren't moving in any coin. There's certain coins that have pumped up and then they completely fell back down. Something is happening in the market. I'm not exactly sure what, but you can be sure that all the big players are buying up all these coins nonstop. All right, everyone, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I hope you guys are enjoying wherever you are, wherever you might be. Thank you once again for all of the support. I do appreciate it. And yeah, I will talk to you all soon. See you.